By the 9. I've not seen such strength. Could you be... No, you cannot. You are simply a noble knight. The original Order of the 9 was founded with the intention of safekeeping the Crusaders' relics. In life, we failed at this task. In death, we seek to preserve what little we accomplished while we wait for one to come and finish what we began. You completed the quest that I could not. I'm glad that my death at least served to lead you here, as I had hoped. One of the mightiest knights of my day. It was a great boost to the Order's prestige when he joined. Unfortunately, he and I did not see eye to eye on certain matters. He left the Order during the War of the Red Diamond and never returned. Go, with virtue.
I know where you may find the gauntlets of the Crusader, for I was the one who lost them. Though many know where they are still lost. I believe there is something you must do in order to retrieve them. Would you listen to my tale and learn of the gauntlet's fate? When the Order fractured, I followed Sir Beric into war, taking the gauntlets with me. When it was over, I returned to Cyrodiil. I attempted to return to the service of the 9, but the war had changed me. I no longer had sympathy for the weak or pity for the suffering. In the brief time I was there, I did more to hurt the chapel than help it. It was there that I was cursed. A beggar who came to the chapel each day for help tried my patience one too many times. I lost my temper and struck him. My blow landed harder than I had intended, and he fell to the floor dead, killed in the very chapel of the God of Mercy. I left the chapel at once, of course, but the damage was done. I was weak, constantly weary, and lacked the energy to do almost anything. Ah, yes. As proof of the deed, when I struck the poor man, the gauntlets slipped right off my hands and fell to the floor. Heavy as stone, they would not move. None could lift them. I suspect they lie there still, in Coral's chapel. You must prove to Stendarr you are worthy to lift the gauntlets once more. Seek out the priests in Coral. Perhaps they can help you. We had only the best of intentions. Truly we did. We meant only to serve the 9 and the Empire. It's hard to believe it all went so wrong. I have no doubt that they still lie within the chapel of Stendarr in Coral. No mortal man could lift them. It was placed on me for defying the teachings of Stendarr in his very chapel. My entire lineage was ruined by this curse. Whether it is connected to the fate of the gauntlets, I do not know. May the 9 guide your way.
You have my tribute, Sir Knight. In 300 years, none have passed the gauntlet. In 300 years, we have never known hope. But for the first time, it seems that someone may succeed where we have failed. I see in you the chance to redeem our souls and restore the Order. And now, I must ask you to press forward where I could not. I must ask you to face the challenge of Zenithar. I was arrogant and foolhardy. I sought personal glory. I placed my own will and my own lust for fame over the will of the 9. In facing the challenge of Zenithar, I failed. I tried dozens, no, hundreds of times to reach the mace. I fell each time, and each time I awoke in the chapel, I leapt again. I tried to enlist the help of the other knights, but none would come to my aid. The inscription says to walk in the faith, but even now I do not know what this means. Below the chapel of Zenithar in Leowyn, there is a shrine to the great craftsman, St. Calidus. Those seeking the mace must pray before the shrine. When you bow, you will receive a vision, or perhaps not. It is unclear. The priest saw that my body never moved, but it felt so real. You will see the mace separated from you by a great chasm. The chasm represents your doubt. Your faith must be your guide across it. This is what I know. As I said, my faith was weak. I did not understand the test, and I fell from the platform each time I tried to cross. I have told you all that I know. All that is left is for you to prove yourself more worthy than I. If you seek the mace, travel to Leowyn's chapel, kneel at the shrine in the Undercroft, and let your faith in the Nine be the salvation of us all. Our greed for the relics overshadowed our faith in the Nine. I can only hope that you are stronger than we were. Casimir left with the gauntlets when the Order dissolved. I heard that he lost them, but I had my own problems to deal with. Legends say that when Pelinal Whitestrake was slain by the Aelids, a messenger carried the mace to the human settlement of Leowyn as a message. Centuries later, the master craftsman St. Calidus built the chapel of Zenithar in Leowyn as a tribute to the legend. When St. Calidus was laid to rest, those who prayed to Zenithar at his tomb began to receive visions of the mace of the Crusader. Of the original divines, Zenithar is thought to be the most in touch with the mortal realm. Some legends say that Zenithar has close ties to Kinnereth, an idea that is supported by the manner in which the two gods' realms interact. Craftsmen devoted to Zenithar are able to create and profit from the materials provided by Kinnereth's natural world. The two work in harmony, the natural world providing for the craftsmen. One cannot revere Zenithar without acknowledging the power of Kinnereth. Walk with the Nine, Sir Knight.
If you are true to the teachings of Julianus, it may be possible for you to find the shield of the Crusader. When the Order crumbled, I set out on my own. After years of searching, I found the shield and brought it to Fort Bulwark for safekeeping. With the help of a few trusted friends, I began work to keep the shield safe for all eternity. I never saw my work finished. I died defending the fort from those who would take and misuse the shield. I never saw our work finished. I trust that the others carried on without me. Though we went our separate ways when the Order fell, we all served the Nine in our hearts, all but one. The shield is safeguarded within Fort Bulwark. It is protected, and care must be taken when attempting to find it. It lies in the southeast of Cyrodiil, near the Black Marsh border. If all went according to plan, it should be very well guarded now. Believe in yourself, and use your knowledge wisely. You will pass through unharmed, and the shield will be yours. Look to the southeast of Cyrodiil to find it. I cannot say for certain what is inside, but be prepared for anything. History and knowledge are his domain. He is the god of wisdom and logic. He teaches us, know the truth, observe the law. When in doubt, seek wisdom from the wise. Sir Ralbus quested for the mace after Sir Beric's betrayal.
He believed that with the mace, he would be able to bring the rest of us together. He stayed in the chapel of Leowen for months, attempting the test over and over. He hardly ate, hardly slept. In the end, he failed. He left the chapel broken and beaten. Sir Emil found his body and laid him to rest here at the priory. May your sword strike true.
Greetings, Sir Knight. In matters of faith, one cannot be bogged down in the affairs of this world. Learn from us. Cast aside your treasures and serve the Nine. Sir Henrik wasn't drawn into the war as so many of us were. His mind never left the shield. May your swords...
Greetings, Sir Knight. Complacency proved to be our greatest enemy. The service of the Nine requires eternal vigilance. Sir Casimir took the gauntlets to war with him. After what happened with Beric, who would try to stop him? May the Nine guide...
I wish to see you succeed where I failed. I was on the path to the boots of the Crusader, but died before I reached them. Do you wish to learn what little I know? I cannot tell you exactly how to find the boots, for that will be up to Kinnereth. I can tell you to seek out her priests, though. West of the Imperial City, on the edge of the great forest, is a shrine. You will find them there, and they will tell you what you need to know. The boots are safeguarded by Kinnereth herself. You must be tested and prove yourself worthy to acquire them. The wars of men undermine the service of the Nine. Do not follow in our mistakes. Sir Henrik spent his days looking for the shield. He was so determined. We all were in those days. Go with virtue.
How may I serve you, Commander? In death, we continued the work that escaped us in life. The relics must still be guarded, for someday they shall be needed once more. The gauntlets were recovered by Sir Casimir, one of our few victories during our time. But then, even our victories became our failure. Alas, my old comrade is not among us here. We do not know why his spirit did not join us here to guard our last relic. We were estranged in life, but I had hoped that in death we could be reconciled. For my part, I now know that I am largely to blame for the ruin of the old order. Sir Amiel takes too much upon himself. I will say no more. Go with virtue.
Hello. A pleasure to speak with you. Oh, those. You'll want to speak to our elder about them. He's in charge of keeping people away from them. In Coral, we Highlanders treat our gods' teachings as rules to live by. Our lives are governed by the 10 Commands. Bye.
Good tidings, citizen. I'm Otius Loren, primate of Stendar. You stand before God's servant in the House of the Nine. Be humble and show respect. The gauntlets, eh? They're a elder's responsibility. Speak to him about them. Farewell.
What brings you here, my son? There are knights questing for the Crusaders' relics everywhere these days. It seems that many have heeded the Prophet's call. Ah, yes, the gauntlets have been here for ages. I know only the basic story behind them. They're more of a novelty these days. My only real involvement with them these days is keeping the youngsters from hurting themselves trying to pick the gauntlets up. What is your interest in them, if I may ask? Oh, I'm afraid that's quite impossible. They don't move, not even a bit, as if they're the heaviest things in the world. Don't you know the story behind them? I'm not familiar with all the details, but I know roughly what happened. Yes, well, I don't know the whole thing. A great many years ago, a knight of the Old Order did something terrible, and the gauntlets just fell off. They dropped to the floor right where he stood, and no one could lift them. It was a sign of the curse placed upon this knight by Stendar, I think. That curse still lingers on today, in fact. Poor Kellen. Oh, why, he's a descendant of that very knight from so long ago. The curse has affected his family all these years. He suffers from it now. He came here from Hammerfell seeking a cure, but, well, there's really nothing that can be done for him, I think. He may know more of the story than I. Perhaps you should speak with him, if he's feeling well enough. The gauntlets have been here far longer than any of us. I don't expect that to ever change. They'll almost certainly be here long after we're all gone. Certainly after Kellen's family has died out. He's down in the chapel hall, resting. You may speak to him if you like. It's a horrible thing, truly. One cannot help but pity those such as Kellen, who have such a burden placed on them through no fault of their own. But if it is the will of the Nine, then there is little that can be done. Ask Kellen about the curse.
Hello.
I don't understand what Glistel is doing with Melintus Ancrus. I mean, have you seen her? And have you seen him? I just don't get it.
You're right. It's shameful. Still, what is anyone supposed to do? It's her life.
Safe travels.
Be seen.
I hope I can help. Things in the guild have been different since Travon was named Archmage. They're more structured, but everyone seems tense.
I
Farewell.
like what I see. I'm Carmen Litta. Perhaps you know my husband, Alberic Litta, the Mages Guild sorcerer. What can I do for you? I'm going over to Northern Goods and Trade. There's always something I need at that place. Are you a student of the arcane arts? My husband, Alberic, is an advanced trainer in conjuration at the Mages Guild. Bye.
Walk with virtue, friend.
Do you ever spend time...
Good morning. What is it? Is there a cure? Has Arelder found a cure? I know there's something he's not telling me. The church is still in turmoil from the attack on the Chapel of Dibella. I don't think anyone has had time to really study this prophet's teachings. My best advice would be to go, listen carefully, and decide for yourself. Ah, so you've heard it, have you? Terrible curse. Been in the family almost longer than anyone can remember. When I was younger, I could live with it. Wasn't so bad, but it's only gotten worse over time. I'd come here, to the place it all happened, in the hopes that something could be done. I fear I haven't much time left otherwise. Arelder has let me stay, mostly out of pity, I think. But there's something else. I swear he knows more than he tells. You've seen them, I assume. The only evidence of what happened so many years ago. Do you know that I thought perhaps I could lift them? That somehow this curse would be lifted if I could pick them up? I tried for hours, until my whole body ached, and I could barely move. I lay there on the floor next to them, weeping. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I've been at the end of my rope for far too long to be ashamed of anything. I don't know why they're still here. They're so heavy, and I'm so weak. What does Stendar want from me? I've seen plenty of pity in people's eyes over the years. I grew up recognizing it. But with Arelder, there's something else there. And when he speaks to me, there are times I'd swear he sounds apologetic. Guilty, even. Why would that be? What reason does he have to hold back information? I know I'm a doomed man one way or the other. Speak to him if you can. Convince him to tell me what he knows as a dying man's last wish. Goodbye.
Well met. I hope I can help. I cannot face him. I know what might be done for him, but I haven't the will to do it. I wish I could help him. Truly I do. But I cannot muster the strength to damn myself on his behalf. The curse. I know what would lift it, but I cannot do it. The only way to free Kellen of his curse is to take it on myself. I am not strong enough to do this, and so I am a failure. I fail Kellen every time I speak to him, and I fail Stendar every time I pray to him and do not ask for the power to lift the curse. Do you know one who would do such a thing? One who would pray at this chapel's altar, pray to Stendar for the power to lift this curse? I've told you, the only way to lift the curse from Kellen is to pray to Stendar for the power to free him. But that means taking the curse on yourself. You'll be marked for life, as will all your children and your children's children. Take care.
Hello. How are you?
Look at the muscles on you. Come back to see the doomed man, have you? I don't know why they're still here. Good day. Hello there. Help! Help! I'm being attacked! How did you? I feel good. I feel good. I don't feel like death. I feel like running. Look at me. I can't believe it. I feel normal. Thank you so much. You have no idea what this means to me. I finally have a chance to get out and see the world. I'm not wasting another second of my life, and I'm forever indebted to you, friend. Farewell.
Hello. Welcome, Knight Commander. You lifted the curse? But that means that now you've cursed yourself. Why would you do such a thing? Farewell.
Greetings.
I can't believe you were willing to do that for Kellen, to sacrifice your own well-being without hesitation. What business do I have acting as a priest if I'm not willing to do all I can in helping those who need it? Perhaps I need to rethink my calling.
My pleasure, really.
Something I can do for you?
think what happened to Kvatch could happen here?
Of course not.
Good to see you.
What brings you to the altar of Kinnereth, my child? You have been in the chapel of Kinnereth from the moment you stepped outdoors. Have you not felt her presence? We gather here to pay tribute to all of the blessings she bestows upon us. You would seek the holy relic Kinnereth has bestowed upon the world. Then you must prove yourself worthy. Kinnereth's creations guard her relic, and you must pass the test before you may be granted the boots. I cannot say what it will be, for I do not know. Kinnereth herself will decide in what manner you shall be tested. All I can do is direct you to the Grove of Trials and remind you to heed Kinnereth's teachings. Fear and respect nature and all her creations. Not far from here, to the west, nestled within the great forest, it is a place many would overlook. I warn you that it is unwise to take anyone with you. You should go there alone. Indeed, nature itself is Kinnereth's domain. All its creatures are her wards. You would do well to remember this when it comes time for your test. Then proceed directly to the grove, as your test has begun. Kinnereth may choose to guard you along the way. That is up to her. Good luck. You must be tested by Kinnereth before you are worthy of the boots. In the west, in old Calovia, that's where men are men. That's the Gold Coast, West Weald, and Calovian Highlands. Farewell.
Evening. Ain't you? I've heard of you. You're the one restoring the Knights of the Nine, aren't you? Such humility. I admire you. I am Caradus Oholan. I originally came to this chapel in search of the Mace of Zenithar. I tried, but I could not pass the test. My faith was weak, or perhaps Zenithar decided it was not I who should carry the mace. He has found a use for me, however. The priests have asked me to stay on to protect the chapel. After what happened in Anvil, they are afraid. Of the original divines, Zenithar is thought to be the most in touch with the mortal realm. Some legends say that Zenithar has close ties to Kinnereth, an idea that is supported by the manner in which the two gods' realms interact. Craftsmen devoted to Zenithar are able to create and profit from the materials provided by Kinnereth's natural world. The two work in harmony, the natural world providing for the craftsman. One cannot revere Zenithar without acknowledging the power of Kinnereth. Legends say that when Pelennor Whitestrike was slain by the Aelids, a messenger carried the mace to the human settlement of Leyawen as a message. Centuries later, the master craftsman St. Calidus built the Chapel of Zenithar in Leyawen as a tribute to the legend. When St. Calidus was laid to rest, those who prayed to Zenithar at his tomb began to receive visions of the mace of the Crusader. Legends say that when Pelennor Whitestrake was slain by the Aelids, a messenger carried the mace to the... Centuries later, when St. Calidus was laid to rest, those who prayed... Of the original divines, Zenithar is thought to be the most in touch with the mortal realm. Some legend, craftsmen devoted to... The two work in harmony. The natural world... Goodbye.
How are you?
Fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Do you think what happened to Kvatch could happen here?
I don't know. I hear that those Oblivion gates are opening everywhere. They say the Legion is stretched to the limit across the Empire. Farewell.
Yes, I heard of you. Found a few relics and you imagine yourself to be the next Whitestrake, do you? Legends say that when Pelennor Whitestrake was slain by the Aelids, when St. Calidus was laid to rest, those who prayed to Zenithar at his... I used to be a priest of the Tribunal Temple in Craigenmore. After the collapse, I drifted for a while until I joined the chapel. The beggars and the wicked thieves guild still trouble me. I wish the 9 divines offered charity and comfort to the poor, like the temple did. Bye.
So you're the one that's come for the mace, are you? Another adventurer looking for treasure? Get on with it if you must. The shrine is downstairs. But I wouldn't expect much if I were you. No one has ever succeeded. May you find healing here for your wounds and for your troubled spirit. There's a peace here in the chapel for all who seek it. You too.
worst.
Run away!
Let's get this over.
Oh, you're pathetic!
Show me what you've got. Die!
I fought mud crabs more fearsome than you.
I can't believe it. We survived. By the grace of the Nine, we survived. In no small part to you, Sir Knight. By your will and the will of the Nine, the Chapel of Zenithar is held against this blasphemer. Sir, I pledge my sword. I wish to join you in your quest to restore the Knights of the Nine and defeat this Umaril. I can only hope to match your bravery and valor. I am honored to serve by your side. Allow me to fetch more suitable equipment. I shall return shortly.
here will not be tolerated.
Hello? Who's there? Show me what you've got.
What's the matter? Getting tired?
me free.
This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death.
I fought much faster and fearsome than you. Die!
Do your worst.
Hey, come on now. There's no need to get violent. Ah!
Well, look who we got
Please,
here.
set me free. Show me what you've got. This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death. Thank you for rescuing me. I've lost track of how long they've held me here. I am Sir Thedret. I came here seeking the shield of the Crusader, and was ambushed by these cowards. They've held me here since. I've been held prisoner by these scoundrels for the longest time. They want to know how to reach the shield, and believed I would help them. When I refused, they locked me here and only let me out to torture me. They got nothing from me. I can't go with you if that's what you mean. I'm too weak. I need to rest. Once I have my strength, I will certainly join your cause. You'll have to go on alone, but the knowledge I've gained may be of use to you. Before finding this place, I learned a bit about those who created it. It's designed to keep the shield hidden and safe. A phrase kept coming up in the writings I found. When the eyes of the Guardians are upon you, Julianos will show you favor. I'm not sure how, but I just know it's a clue for making it safely through these ruins. You're the only one I've told. I hope it helps you. I must get out of this pit and get myself some rest. We'll meet again. Don't worry.
Must have been a mistake.
pleasure to speak with you. Apparently, Right Wind teaches his blade skills to other Fighters Guild members. Have a look around. You won't find better prices in all Tamriel. You're trying to drive me out of business. You got a great deal there. That seems a fair price. That seems a fair price. You've made a good bit of gold. Thank you for your patronage. Good day.
Get your Black Horse courier here.
Three brothers have some good merchandise. Don't know if I've met all three brothers, though.
All three of them are